Hey, hi, hello. You're listening to Chickling Chronicles, the show where spooky meets storytelling and where we never judge a book by its trailer, except when we absolutely do. I'm your host, Courtney, paranormal mystery author, popcorn purist, and someone who absolutely lives for a good teaser trailer drop. Today, I'm diving into a few upcoming films that I am hyped about and a couple that I'm giving the full side eye. We're talking dinosaurs, superheroes, reboots, and live action dragons. These are all the movies on my radar, and I'm sharing what has me buzzing or bracing. Before we jump in, do me a favor follow, subscribe, or like the show wherever you're listening. And if you've ever yelled at a trailer like it could hear you, maybe leave me a review or two because I get it. So let's get into it. We're starting with number one, Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, I didn't think that I'd be this into it, but the trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, that actually gave me chills. And not just because of the T-Rex foot stomp. From what we've seen, it looks like they're leaning into a more grounded, suspenseful tone. Less theme park chaos and more primal survival vibes. I'm talking wilderness, actual horror beats, and a darker atmosphere that gives early Jurassic Park energy. If they stay in that lane, less glossy blockbuster and more man vs. nature terror, I'm in. My excitement meter is at about a 4 out of 5. And to be honest, I have some concerns. I will admit I love a good dino chase as much as the next person, but this franchise has a habit of going full CGI mayhem by the third act. You know the drill. Giant creatures battling at night, making it hard to see. While the emotional stakes, they quietly disappear somewhere behind a flaming Jeep. I'm hoping Rebirth learns from what made the original Jurassic Park so iconic. Give me restraint, give me mystery, and give me smart characters who feel real. I want the tension of a claw clicking on a tile floor. I want the fog rolling in while something growls just out of frame. I want a single velociraptor causing panic in a dark hallway. I don't necessarily need that dino battle royale at sunset. So please, Universal Movie Gods, hold the genetically enhanced hybrids and give us a slow burn with teeth. To my first side eye, I know what you did last summer. Here's where I paused the hype train. Did anyone ask for a reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer? Also, is it a reboot? When you read the synopsis, it's about a group of friends being terrorized by a stalker who knows all about a gruesome incident from last summer. But from the trailer, it's clear that both Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt are reprising their previous roles from the original movies. So, sure, nostalgia is powerful, but this new version looks like it's straddling that awkward line between a Riverdale drama and a Scream wannabe. What I'm hopeful for is that it takes its time to justify its existence. It needs to have smart writing and actual suspense, and all wrapped in a tone that respects the actual genre and not just plays with it. So I'm giving a side eye intensity of a 3, but I'm still going to watch it. My second hype movie is The Fantastic Four First Steps. You can cue the retro sci-fi sparkle with a whoosh because I have been waiting for the MCU to get this property. I cannot wait to see what they do with this movie. And to me, it looks like the Fantastic Four First Steps is going to deliver. I will admit that I am a Marvel can do no wrong girly. I enjoy all the TV shows like WandaVision, Loki, Agatha all along, Miss Marvel. And honestly, I didn't have a major problem with She-Hulk. I know that there are issues, but I'm still going to fangirl out when they tell me they're rolling out a new Marvel movie. The thing that gets me the most fired up is Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn as Sue and Johnny Storm, and Evan Moss Backrack as Ben Grimm. I am hyped. I am a big Pedro Pascal fangirl, and I cannot wait to see what he does in this role. Then, when you blend the fact that Matt Shakman, the same person who directed WandaVision, is going to be directing this, I can't be anything but stoked. The tone seems lighter, but still is grounded in emotional stakes. And thank you, Marvel, for not treating Sue Storm like a sex symbol of the group, having to strip down to her underwear for some crazy reason. And while I'm admittedly not upset about Chris Evans, Johnny Storm doing the same thing in those snow scenes, but I don't need it for my Sue Storms. I want to see her brains. I want to see her smarts and her activism. I'm so excited that they're going that route. Additionally, this movie is providing us an alternative reality with a 1960s era backdrop that I'm obsessed with. That retro futuristic flavor is such a smart move, and it helps this reboot stand on its own without trying to compete with the normal Avengers world and trying to figure out how it falls in the timeline and why weren't they there. Additionally, they are using actual miniatures for some of the sets versus opting for CGI. This puts my excitement meter at a 4.5 out of 5. Now, I do have hesitations. If they cram in too many multiverse cameos and lose focus on our character dynamics, I'm going to be a little sad. Here's the one thing. Marvel tends to have a third act problem. We've seen it before. The story, it builds this tension. It develops this character and makes us actually care about them. And then, bam. Cue the sky laser, the swarm of faceless enemies, and a final battle that feels more like a CGI fireworks show than an actual emotional payoff. Not every story needs to end with that. It doesn't need to team up on a floating platform, all that jazz. What makes Fantastic Four special isn't how many portals you can open or how many legacy cameos you can throw in. It's the fact that they're a family first, superheroes second. The emotional core should be messy and warm and a little bit dysfunctional, but it's still solid. If we lose that in favor of a multiverse cameo, a little bit of chaos, and some surprise villains in the final 15 minutes, it's just another big bang with no heart. So, Marvel, if you're listening, please keep it character first, weirdly retro, and emotionally grounded. Give us more science meets heart and less sky punch meets glowing beam. Side eye number 2, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. I love How to Train Your Dragon. That cartoon trilogy was perfect. But when you say you're going to give me a live action version, I immediately think about Disney. Disney has taught me that the animated version will always be better. Toothless is adorable in an animation, and in live action, I'm just picturing a CGI nightmare that accidentally lands in this uncanny valley and can never climb back out. Now, yes, I've seen the trailers, and so far it looks good, but I have been hurt and bad. Also, the thing that makes these movies work is because of their heart and stylized charm. Translating that into live action without losing the magic, that could be a big ask. But there's a flicker of hope. And weirdly, it hit me not in the trailer, but in my happy place. I'm talking about Universal for those who haven't checked out my Jaws episode. I have had the amazing opportunity to go to Epic Universe, and let me tell you, stepping through that dragon portal, instant magic. The How to Train Your Dragon land is vibrant, it's colorful, full of motion, and it captures that whimsical Viking meets Cloud Rider energy that makes the original films feel so unique. You can practically feel the wonder before you even get to the rides. And that gives me a pause because if Universal can make a theme park land feel that immersive, that alive, maybe, just maybe, they'll carry that care and attention into the live action film too. The design is clearly there, the vibe is intact, so if they can match that visual wonder with heart and character depth, we might actually have something special on our hands. So, yeah, I'm side-eyeing with a hopeful eyebrow now in there. So my side-eye intensity is at a 1, but I'm open to be proven wrong. Hello, future Courtney, jumping in. I'm just sharing that while I still have not seen How to Train Your Dragon because I'm waiting for it to come on base because my kids are wild and I refuse to pay full price for a movie that my kids may not watch fully through. But I have heard that this movie is amazing and that Disney needs to take notes. So I guess I'm going to be proven wrong and I'm excited to see it. Hype number 3, Superman. Look, DC was my first love, thanks to the DCAU. I grew up on Batman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, all of it. That era defined superhero storytelling for me. But let's be honest, their live action track record, it's been a bit rocky. Like multiverse cracking, tone inconsistent rocky. But with James Gunn at the helm of this new Superman, I can't help but be hyped. He's got that rare ability to balance heart, humor, and weirdness without losing emotional depth. If anyone can breathe life and purpose back into Clark Kent's story, it's James Gunn. What excites me most about this version is that it promises to balance idealism with depth. Less grim and dark brooding, more authentic, emotionally resonating storytelling. This Superman actually looks like he has feelings and a personality. Also, we love a Clark Kent who's still awkward and earnest in between saving the world. My excitement meter is a 4 out of 5. However, I want to see if this is going to be a true beginning of a DC universe. I want to know how it paced itself, or is it going to be another origin story buckling under the weight of trying to launch an entire cinematic empire in just 2 hours? Because, let's be real, DC has a history of trying to sprint before it can walk. We've seen them rush world building, cram in cameos, and swing wildly between gritty realism and comic weirdness. Sometimes it happens in the same scene. I'm looking at you, Justice League. What I'm hoping for is a film that slows down, focuses in, and really lets us connect with Clark Kent as a person, not just a symbol. If James Gunn can give us a Superman who feels grounded, emotionally complex, and still idealistic in a messy world, that's a win. That's the start of something DC has needed for a long time. And my final side eye is Final Destination Bloodline. When this was announced, I had questions. Many of them were along the lines of, why are we still doing this? Hasn't Death made its point by now? Plus, didn't the 5th movie put a bow on all of this? That said, I have seen this movie and I have thoughts. Ugh, do I have thoughts? On one hand, it plays with the franchise's signature Rube Goldberg style deaths and moral dilemmas. On the other, some of it felt like it was trying to be too self-aware or modern for its own good. I'm going to let you hear more soon because I'm dying to do a full story analysis on the franchise as a whole, and I'm looking forward to unpacking whether this is a return to form or death we saw coming. And in this, I may have a special guest, my own child, who loved this movie and is a big horror movie person. My side-eye level was a 3 with a raised brow and a note-taking pen. So there you have it. My current hype list with some cautious optimism and a few very skeptical eyebrow raises. I'll be keeping an eye on these movies as we get closer to the release dates, and yes, I'll probably be in the theater either way because when a movie flops, there's always something storytellers can learn. So tell me, which movies are on your radar? Which ones are you side-eyeing? DM me your thoughts on Instagram or Threads, or if you're listening on Spotify, leave comments below. I am looking forward to hearing your takes. And if you like this episode, drop me a review. It will help my podcast grow, and it lets me know if I should keep doing these little hype sessions. Plus, bonus points if you included a camera emoji in your review so I know you stayed till the end. Until next time, stay curious, keep creating, and keep one eye on the horizon, just in case that dinosaur breaks containment. See you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Chickling Chronicles. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss a story or a conversation. See you next time.